Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Father Andrew Chewe Mukosa. I am talking and representing Dignitatis Humani Social Teacher Limited. And my talking at this particular point is at a time when we are mourning the late Dr. EDGAR Lungu, who was a former president of Zambia. Now, I'm looking at the situation on social media and how people are arguing and trying to sort out the issue of our president's burial. I thought of airing some views over that so that we can all mourn our president, our late former president, in a dignified way. You know, in our culture, we put our differences aside, especially when we have a funeral. And we know that there's time to try and reconcile. There are a lot of things that happened before the death of the president, and some of these should not be brought back so that they cause wrangle in our country. So I'm appealing to everyone in the country, especially the PF leadership, to manage the situation in an amicable way. And then even when there are conflicts which exists among us, you know, the first thing that we need to do is bury the dead person for the sake of his respect and the deceased. And then that is why our tradition, we observe things like Isambo Liamfwa, where we talk about what happened. And aging Zambians and all other people who are stakeholders in this, especially the leadership of the PF party, that they should be calm so that they again worry and be concerned about the ordinary citizens and the peace of our country. We have always been known as a peaceful nation. Now, you know, when we start fighting, two wrongs do not make a fight. Do not make a right. Two wrongs do not make a right because we cannot all be at the same equals. There is a state in Zambia. You know, from a national point of view, I'm not in this. What does the law say about the death of the former head of state? I mean, we cannot quote the law because there are so many grievances. Our hearts are burning and there are so many people who think this happened and we cannot forget about this, we cannot forgive this, but that will not help us. You know, if we mention the former head of state, naturally, let's let the state play its role. And if the state can play its role to bury and to honor the former head of states, as other former heads of states have been honored, let Dr. EDGAR Lungu, as they have started with a state funeral, let the state take over. Let us all listen to the state at this particular moment. There cannot be two masters in a country. There is only one master. And as we listen to the state, we are not saying they are correct in every way. Yes, they have done wrong. Sometimes we are saying, yes, they delayed his going to medical checkups and so forth. We can say a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen, but this is not the contention now. I think let's observe this. Let's go to the designated place where we have to mourn our president, and all of us should go there so that we mourn our president, and all those who are bringing food to the funeral should bring to that place so that we honor him and bury him in a dignified way. I don't think the person of EDGAR Lungu would want, if he was alive, to have so much tension in the country. I think what he would want and what his soul would want is the peace that we enjoy. And that's why he, as president himself, he stood for that peace. So let us also stand for that peace. And then let us all take responsibility. You know, Kadarism doesn't pay. In both ways. We can have some in the ruling government, some in the oppositions, but know that at a particular moment when we vote in a president, we have a parent, and that president should declare what should be done. Like in the case of a state funeral, that should be declared by the president in the state. And if the president declares that, let us all follow what is going on so that we bury our president in peace and in harmony and with respect. Now, I also come to advise all those who are taking advantage of this funeral to think twice about the ordinary Zambians. The country must move on. We need time to heal, and we do not want confusion or division at a time like this. We need unity and respect, and we most of all need to ensure that our president is buried in a dignified way. So stop all that, what is happening, so that we can bury our president in a dignified way. May the soul of Dr. Edgar Lungu rest in peace.